Hello and welcome. Thank you for joining us today for this webinar, which focuses on explaining more about higher and degree apprenticeships. My name is Dr. Catherine Jones, and I'm the Dean of Higher Education at University Centre South Devon. For a little bit of context, University Centre South Devon is a higher education provider based here in Paignton and specialising in employment-focused study. We offer over 30 degree level programmes, including a wide range of apprenticeships, and we focus strongly on vocational routes and employability, which is why we are so passionate about promoting the opportunities that apprenticeships can provide for higher level study. We offer higher and degree apprenticeships in a range of subjects, including computing, engineering, health, and management. Everything we do at University Centre South Devon is about helping students progress into skilled careers, whether that's through apprenticeships, higher technical routes, or more traditional higher education pathways. Today's session is part of National Apprenticeship Week, which is a UK-wide celebration of apprenticeships and the opportunities they offer into skilled careers. The aim of this webinar is to give you clear, honest information about higher and degree apprenticeships, share real examples, and explain what options are available. During this session, you'll be hearing about our health and digital apprenticeships, and we'll also hear from Jack, who is one of our engineering apprentices. Through this webinar, if you have any questions, you can use the chat function to ask questions, and a member of the apprenticeship team will get back to you. So, what is a higher or degree apprenticeship? In simple terms, it's a way of combining work and higher education study. You're employed, you earn a salary, you study at college or university, and for the majority of higher apprenticeships, you gain a recognised higher education qualification as part of that. Higher apprenticeships are between levels 4 and 7, and the majority of higher apprenticeships at University Centre South Devon are at levels 4 and 5, so that's similar to the first 2 years of higher education study on a traditional degree programme. Degree apprenticeships are levels 6 and 7, so that's the equivalent of a full bachelor's degree at university or a master's degree at level 7. Most apprentices spend the majority of their week in the workplace, and then a smaller part of that week studying, although we have different flexible routes across our higher education provision depending on what employers have asked for. What makes this route different is that learning isn't theoretical. Our apprentices and our students are applying what they study directly to real work and with real responsibility as part of that. This route really suits students who want to progress academically, but also want to gain experience, confidence, and a sense of career direction at the same time. So now let's really get into the heart of why many students are choosing higher apprenticeships and degree apprenticeships as their route of study. Firstly, you earn while you learn. Apprentices are employees from day one and they are paid a salary while studying from their employer. Secondly, there are no tuition fees for higher and degree apprentices. The cost of training is paid for by the employer and by the government, which means higher apprentices don't take on any tuition fee debt. Third, there's real-world experience embedded throughout the apprenticeship experience. Apprentices aren't just observing, they're developing the knowledge, the skills, and the behaviours that employers really want from day one. And importantly, they're doing that as part of a real team. And finally, there's really clear career progression. Many apprentices move straight into permanent roles, progressing within their organisation or even continuing on to further higher education qualifications. So for many students, this route offers structure, security, and a very direct pathway into a professional career. We know that there are lots of myths and misunderstandings about apprenticeships, so we thought we would talk through some of those today. A common myth is that apprenticeships are a lesser option when compared to a more traditional degree. In reality, apprenticeships meet the same academic standards as traditional university degrees, while also developing the workplace skills employers value highly. Apprenticeships really are designed to deliver strong outcomes. That's a recognised qualification, real experience, and progression into professional roles. Another myth is that apprentices don't go to university, but in fact, apprentices do study at university alongside their work. At University Centre South Devon, our apprentices study through both in-person and online study, and we work really hard to ensure that all of our support and student engagement activities are available to our higher and degree apprentices. Some people also worry that apprenticeships will limit their future options due to employer perception of them, but the opposite really is true. Apprentices progress into professional roles, promotions, and further study, and the qualifications are highly valued by employers as they demonstrate not only knowledge of the subject, but also that the graduate apprentice has really developed and applied the skills that they're looking for, as well as demonstrating the behaviours that are so important to the relevant industry of the apprenticeship. And finally, apprenticeships aren't just for practical learners. Apprentices do have to meet academic, professional, and workplace standards, so they really do involve balancing study, work, and assessment. So the apprenticeship route definitely isn't about lowering standards, it's about combining academic achievement with employability. And I'll now hand over to Conrad, who will be talking about our digital higher apprenticeships.
Many thanks, Kat. My name's Conrad Saunders. I am the Programme Coordinator for Computing here at South Devon College. In this part of the session, I'm focusing on what digital apprentices actually do, the tech, the skills, and the projects they work on. These include software, cyber, networks, and data roles. It's about real digital jobs, real skills, and real experience. In the digital sector, there are a few core apprenticeship pathways that you'll hear about most often. These are generally software developer, so building apps, websites, digital tools, cyber technologist, so protecting organizations from cyber threats, network engineer, so making sure systems, Wi-Fi and networks actually work, and data analyst, so tuning information into insights and decisions for businesses. But there's also emerging and wider pathways that more employers are now offering. Things like AI, machine learning, so working with smart technologies like chatbots, recommending systems and automated tools. And there's things like IT consultancy, so helping organizations choose, design, and improve their digital systems. So what kind of employers and apprenticeship kind of projects are there? So types of employers: tech companies, banks, finance, healthcare, NHS, even retail and supermarkets all have networks, cyber, software development needs. Local councils, the public sector, engineering and manufacturing, even media, gaming and creative industries. And there's even small companies and startups. They all need support with cyber. They all need networks. So projects. So software apprentices may build internal applications or automating tools and tasks, helping stop phishing attempts and cyber threats. There could be tools and tasks with setting up Wi-Fi networks in offices and campuses. Analysts may create dashboards that track sales, customers, or performance. And AI might be creating AI models to train and spot patterns or automate processes. Or maybe in a digital support role, where you support teams by improving digital systems and the use of these. So the skills apprentices develop. So as a software developer, you might need to program in Python, Java, C#, debugging and testing, as well as querying databases with SQL. Cyber technologists, they'll look for vulnerabilities, they'll look at incident response, and need basic security basics, network basics in there as well. Network engineers, routers, switches, firewalls, IP addressing, DHCP, DNS. Data analysts, Excel, Power BI, SQL, data cleaning and data visualization. All of this is taught on the job. No one expects you to know all these things already. So you'll learn technical skills that employers use in every day, like writing code and scripts, using cyber tools, spotting the risks, understanding how the cloud systems work, like Azure and AWS. You design and fix networks, All of these are real workplace technologies, not just classroom exercises. So digital routes, how do we get into an apprenticeship? So some students come from A levels, T levels, traditional BTECs, or even from a level 3 apprenticeship. What the employers look for is potential, not perfection. So a few kind of myth busting points here for careers in tech. You must be a genius. You don't. Okay. You just need to be inquisitive. Another one, only certain people do tech. You need loads of experience. You don't need to be a genius. You just need to be curious and willing to learn. Tech careers are for everyone, and apprenticeships are designed for beginners. So no prior knowledge is necessary. So digital apprenticeships give you real experience, real technical skills, and clear progression into software, cyber, networks, or data careers. Thank you. And I'll pass you over to the next presenter.
Thank you to Conrad. Nice to meet you, everyone. My name's Lucy Parkin. I am the Faculty Head for Health here at South Devon College and University Centre South Devon. So the first of our degree apprenticeships I've been asked to discuss with you is our Healthcare Assistant Practitioner programme. As a college, we have been running and graduating assistant practitioners for 20 years. So it's safe to say that we are really knowledgeable in terms of this degree apprenticeship and all of the opportunities that are available for somebody who chooses to follow this apprenticeship programme. So an assistant practitioner is a band for allied health profession career in its own right, meaning that although there are top-ups available, which I can talk to you about, you can qualify as an assistant practitioner, you can further specialise in that role and stay at that band for your career and have a really successful career. Currently, we have assistant practitioners practicing within physiotherapy teams, occupational therapy teams, speech and language teams, podiatry teams, theatres, community therapies, and also acute medical units. In terms of top-up, which I mentioned, we do have what we call an articulation agreement or a direct feed into a nursing, into adult nursing as a degree programme. We have also seen previous graduating students progress into not only adult nursing, but also child nursing, mental health nursing, and learning disabilities nursing, and also into the allied health fields of occupational therapy and podiatry. So some really exciting opportunities if you were to undertake this degree programme. The next of our degree programmes is our Nursing Associate Degree Apprenticeship programme. This is also a Level 5 study programme, and South Devon College is the first and only further education institute to be approved by the Nursing and Midwifery Council to run this programme under our own foundation degree awarding powers. A nursing associate is, again, a career in its own right. Now, a nursing associate has a registration with the NMC at the end of this 2-year programme. And much like our assistant practitioners, we have the opportunity, should somebody choose to progress into a nursing programme to top up. But we have alumni of our Nursing Associate programme working across the region, including specialist areas such as prison service, GP practices, other community environments, and of course ward-based within hospitals. Nursing associates complete 50% theory and 50% clinical practice on programme, and they build a strong clinical skills portfolio with weekly sessions during their university theory weeks. So the final 3 programmes fall within our audiology curriculum. Our audiology curriculum has something that we have been working on for approximately 5 or 6 years now, and we have a range of courses that are open to apprentices. So apprentices are people that have jobs and are supported to do additional training, as you probably all know by now. We currently work with students from national retailers such as Specsavers, some of our local NHS trusts also we have apprentices from, and a range of independent providers. So the first programme is our Healthcare Science Associate. So a Healthcare Science Associate is a trained worker who can supervise clinics and patients and support with assessment and diagnosis, but they are supported by a healthcare science practitioner. Currently our students complete both core and specialist units, and the pathways that we have on offer are audiology, cardiac physiology, respiratory, sleep physiology and neurophysiology as pathways. So a real nice range within that curriculum area that can be covered for our apprentices. Our second programme is our Hearing Aid Audiology Degree Apprenticeship. This is a level 5 programme. Once qualified, individuals are registered with the Health and Care Professions Council and can work independently within this specialised healthcare role. So as a at university, we support you to study with practical real-world experiences. We support with assessing hearing and ear care. You're also supported in delivering of hearing care advice to be able to fit hearing aids and communication devices, and also ultimately to support individuals improving their daily communication and quality of life. So, and on to our final healthcare science apprenticeship, which is our healthcare science programme in audiology. So this is a level 6 Bachelor of Science programme, and it gives registered hearing aid dispensers currently holding a level 5 qualification the knowledge, skills and attributes to register as a healthcare science practitioner due to further specialisation in conditions such as tinnitus and also meeting the needs of the ageing population. So across most of our programmes within health, there are starting salaries ranging from about 18 to 25,000 per year, and that will adjust as qualification takes place. And this is just a rough guide and differs across the country, and we do tend to work with people nationally on our programmes, so there is a real salary range. That's everything from the health faculty today. Thank you so much for listening, and I'm going to pass you on to Ben.
Thank you very much. Hi, I'm Ben Pountney, Head of Business Development, Talent and Skills here at South Devon College, and a recent degree level apprenticeship graduate as well. And I'm here to tell you about how you might find an apprenticeship vacancy. A great place to start is the government's website. So if you Google how to find an apprenticeship, this will come up higher on the list, or you can follow the link that's on the slide there. The official website for finding vacancies enables you to do lots and lots of drilling down, looking specifically for higher and degree level roles. It will give you the opportunity to search by location. You can search for full vacancy details. It will tell you all the important details like who it is you'll be working for, where they are located, details about the kind of roles and responsibilities and the duties that you might get up to, and also enable you to apply directly. And you can do that by creating an account, which is really simple to do on this website. Another great place and a platform that's kind of being used more and more is UCAS website itself. Again, you can find a link to that via the QR code on this slide. But much like the previous one, it will enable you to keep a good eye on vacancies. It will enable you to, again, search by level, by sector and by location to find all those details that you might be looking for and apply for an apprenticeship. And a slightly lesser known one is the Amazing Apprenticeship website, but they do have a really detailed set of vacancies on there. Currently, this is updated every quarter, and there are currently 1,600 higher and degree level apprenticeship vacancies available on there. Loads and loads of information, loads of supporting information. So I would really recommend that you do check that out. So it's really great to have a look at opportunities closer to home. We do find that lots of employers will never actually advertise a vacancy on any of those platforms. And simply by getting to know you or being introduced to you, many people do create their vacancies. So they will approach businesses directly and tell them that you're looking for an apprenticeship. And that is a really good way of trying to get in contact with employers. You can also speak to your local college, training providers and universities as well. Many of them will have vacancies listed on their websites, which is really, really a fantastic way of finding them. And equally, local things like the Chambers of Commerce, councils, Torbay Council is a great example locally. They will advertise vacancies as well and can introduce you to people that might be interested in taking you on as a degree level apprentice. It's really important that you're as proactive as you possibly can. If you want to stand out for one of these higher level roles, you've really got to try and do something different that separates you from the crowd. So really do research each employer and show understanding of the industry that it is that you're looking to enter. Reach out to the businesses, do it directly, maybe share examples of the work that you've done so that you can evidence that you're ready to work at that level. If you've created a portfolio of work through things that you've done, that's really attractive to an employer's. And treat each and every application as though it's really the job that you want. Take your time, spend lots of time making it really, really tailored to that individual vacancy. Don't use one copy and send it out to everybody, because that can really be obvious to employers as well. Do use all of the opportunities and ways that I've discussed today, and best of luck.
Thank you, Ben. So, as we've heard, becoming an apprentice means securing an employer, and sometimes an employer in your chosen career area may not be recruiting for an apprentice at that time. If that happens, it doesn't mean that you failed or that you've missed your opportunity. There are other pathways available to you. Higher Technical Qualifications, or HTQs, are another strong option. They are level 4 and 5 technical qualifications, also designed with employers and focused on practical, job-ready skills, knowledge and behaviours. Many of the foundation degrees, which we deliver as part of a higher apprenticeship at University Centre South Devon, are also approved to be higher technical qualifications, and you don't need an employer to study them. HTQs are vocational and career focused, with personalised teaching and support. They can lead directly into skilled employment or act as a stepping stone into direct entry into a higher year of a higher or degree apprenticeship. Students do pay tuition fees for HTQs, but student finance loans are available to support with fees and living costs. And at University Centre South Devon, we support students carefully to make sure they understand their progression options. Thank you so much for your time today. I hope you found this webinar useful. We'll now end the webinar with a video from Jack Faulkner, who is one of our engineering apprentices.
I'm Jack Faulkner. I'm an engineering technician apprentice here at Bay Photonics, and I'm in my 4th year of my engineering degree with UCSD. Well, I started with the college a few years ago, actually doing automotive. So I was fixing cars for 2 years, and then I decided that I wanted something more than that. The thought of fixing cars every day didn't interest me enough, so I decided to go into engineering. And luckily, the University Centre at South Devon have a really applicable and very open engineering degree pathway, so I decided to apply to that and I got onto it. And then I did the first year of that full-time, and then I decided I wanted to be an apprentice. I looked on Indeed, I found this job advertised and applied for it, and then here I am. So the interview process initially was pretty standard for any job you'd expect. I applied for it online and then got my interview. The first interview was a face-to-face, and then after that was when we had a bit of a practical assessment, kind of, if you would. It was a dexterity test, and I was shown around the labs, spoke to a couple of the engineers, which was really, really good. It really gave me an idea of what the business was about. It really drew me in, especially being someone that's as interested in electronics as I am. Getting hands-on and using some of the machines that I do now was a really good exposure. Yeah, I've always been curious in that sense, mechanical and electronics. I spent my childhood tinkering, building computers, taking electronics apart and then not being able to put them back together again. So a place like this is perfect for me because I'm just surrounded by electronics, so it just feels comfortable. So one of the things that's really great about Bay is that they're very conscious about training us, and they're not afraid to offer us lots of different training courses, whether that's manufacturer training, whether it's online, whether it's workshops in other parts of the country. We're always being offered lots of different opportunities to train, and it's very clear that we're being invested in, especially, which is really nice as an apprentice, that the business really cares to train us. My confidence has absolutely improved and increased since being here, massively. This is my first full-time job, whereas before I was part-time and was at university. This is my first full-time job. This is my first full-time team as well, so a team of people that I see on the daily, which is really nice. And for technical skills, massively improved. So there have been times where I've had ideas that have been, that have been listened to, first and foremost, which is really nice. There have been times with our processes where I've thought of ideas and to improve the processes, and they've been taken on board and they're still in place, which is really nice. To someone that's thinking about doing an apprenticeship but isn't sure, I would say that it's a fantastic way that if you're interested in increasing your own skills, going to another pathway, it's a really great place and a great way to learn, especially whilst you can earn at the same time. It's a great way to introduce yourselves to a team as well, so you'll be, somewhere new, especially with the uni as well, or if you're going to college, doing apprenticeship at college, that's a great environment as well. The uni centre and the college have been very supportive. So we have our reviews I think it's 6 weekly, where we're checked up on. A lot of the times our reviewer will come to the workplace just to see how we're doing, which is really good and really nice to know that we're being cared for. There's always other opportunities that we're being offered for the university as well, so we get field trips and things like that and other courses, which is really nice. I wouldn't say I have a 5 or 10 year plan as such. I'm kind of still finding my feet really, but in the future I do aspire in the far future to run my own electronics business, kind of similar to this one. So right now my position is perfect, really. I'm in the right environment.